So the other day my mom bought me this headband, and it really brought me back to like whenever I first started crocheting, because this was like the first thing that I ever made and sold one of. I made like 4 of these, and then I just started selling them for like $10, even though they took me like all day to make. And I gave my mom one, and she just found it, and she was like, hey, can you make me another one of these? So I made her another one. It wasn't exactly like this like braided pattern. It was just like a plain like just single crocheted headband, because she wanted to wear it to work. I was looking at this like, this looks so weird. Like, look how weird the sewing is down this backside. Like, I really didn't put any effort into it at all. Like, you can still see like strands, because I didn't know how to sew it together. I just kind of like tied it together and like sewed it as best as I could, and then also trying to weave in the ends, there was like a lot of loose pieces. I think I want to try to remake a headband like this in like a more professional style, because I think this was like a size 9 crochet hook and like some random yarn that I got from Walmart. And I thought that while I was remaking this like with fresh eyes, I thought that I would answer some questions, because I've been getting a lot of personal questions lately, not like in a bad way, but just like how long I've been crocheting, when did I start crocheting, how did I start crocheting, things like that. So I'm gonna go through my comments on Instagram and also YouTube and answer some questions while I crochet. So as I'm crocheting, I'm gonna be using the hooks and needles crochet kit, and this is the crochet kit 1, and I'm going to use this to make a new headband. I saw that they had a headband that was kind of like braided like this, except it wasn't braided all the way around. One thing that I didn't really like about this headband was that I made it a little too tight, so it didn't really fit, and then on top of that it was way too thick at the back, like with the braids. So when it was on your hair, if you had your hair down, it would like make a bump in your hair where the headband was underneath your hair, so it was just really uncomfortable to wear. So I'm going to try to remake this headband. So upon opening the box, you get a hooks and needles book, and this has like a bunch of different patterns, and I think it has like 3 or 4 different patterns actually. Oh, there's like a little tote bag pattern, and then oh my god, it's pink. Okay, yes, I love this already. So they gave a crochet hook, and this is a size 5. Y'all know I love size 5 hooks. Size 5 is my favorite size hook to use. They also give these cute little scissors. Oh my gosh, the packaging is so adorable. I love these little crane scissors. I have a pair of these, but mine went really dull, and one thing that I'm noticing is that the tips of these are a lot sharper than the ones that I got from Hobby Lobby, so I'm super excited to use those. They also give you, I'm assuming these are needles. Yep, needles, little tapestry needles. There's 3 in there. I always lose these, and y'all know that those needles go missing super quick, so I'm glad that they gave more than 1. They also give the yarn that you're going to need, and this is really interesting. I've never used this type of yarn. It says it's made in Portugal. It says that it is merino wool and viscose, and then they gave a gray color. I love this gray, and I think I'm going to use this to make the headband, just because it's most similar to the headband that I had in the past. And it is a size 4 yarn or a size 8 for if you're going to knit. I don't even know what kind of yarn this is, but it feels like acrylic. It feels like really rough. This yarn feels really soft, and it doesn't have all of those extra like fuzzies on the edge, so this is really good quality. I remember the first time I actually started crocheting, I started learning from a kit, so it's like a full 360 to come back to a kit and try it out, because I think the first kit that I got was from Walmart. I don't remember the brand name, but I still have the hook that it came with. It was like one that you put like a string through here. You put like a string through the back of it, and then as you crochet, you like slide it off, and it's on a string. I don't even know what it's called, but that's how I first started to learn how to crochet. And this is a size like 9 or 10 millimeter, it looked like. And this was my first crochet hook, and it came inside of the kit, and I think the kit was like 20 bucks, and then it didn't come with yarn or anything, so like you had to find your own yarn that you wanted to use, and then of course the yarn is like 10 bucks. So I think for me to get started back in the day, it was like $35, because the kit came with a book with like 2 or 3 scarf patterns, and it also came with a crochet hook, a string, and a plastic needle. I think that's all that the kit came with. This kit really comes with a lot more, and I think it's like around the same price as I paid for my first ever crochet kit. So let's go ahead and get this empty box out of the way and get started. When I first started my crochet business, this was a hook that I was using, and I learned pretty quickly that this metal piece right here is really hard on the hand, so that's why now I only use crochet hooks that have this rubber piece. So it's really nice that they included a good quality hook, because that can be overlooked, and it can be the difference between like if you're first starting out with crochet, if your hands are constantly hurting, you're not going to want to keep crocheting. And now let's move on to the actual booklet. I'm not going to show you you guys the inside because obviously that would be leaking the patterns, but I do want to make the headband, and it is the first project. It is called the Sailor's Knot headband, and as y'all can see, it has kind of like the same vibe as the one that I made back in the day, except it's a lot less bulky than this one. And as y'all can see, they have the level at the top, and this is a beginner level crochet headband. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will answer some questions as I'm crocheting. So the first question that I got is from Savvy Coder, and basically she just asked a bunch of questions in one. So I'm kind of going to give like a synopsis. Like I mentioned earlier, I started crocheting from a little crochet kit that I got from Walmart. I actually get this question a lot, like how I started crocheting and when, especially at markets and stuff. So maybe they'll come and see this video. But yeah, I basically started crocheting from a little craft kit that I got from Walmart. It was like $26, $25. And it came with like 3 patterns and some crochet hooks and just like some other things besides the essentials that you needed. And I've been doing this since 2017. I started out crocheting blankets, scarves, little things like that, like small stuff, like little, what do they call, like pot warmers, or like those things that you put underneath your pot. I started with those, and I never knew that YouTube had like crochet content on there, like crochet videos. Growing up, my family, we didn't really have like laptops and stuff like that in the house. So to crochet, I literally just started with pattern reading, and I had to like learn pretty quick to read a pattern. So now that I do this full time, it's really easy for me to like figure out what the pattern is talking about, because that's pretty much how I got started. Alright, so I've just finished up the 2 pieces that I need to make the headband. It honestly didn't take that long, maybe like an hour and a half-ish to do these 2 pieces, but I was also recording and, you know, trying to work out the pattern and whatever. So maybe like an hour for these 2 pieces if I had known what I was doing already. So I'm gonna go ahead and weave in my ends, and I'm gonna take care to weave them in nice and clean. That way it'll be a lot cleaner than the last headband that I did with like all these pieces and stuff coming off. Honestly, I was a little bit like skeptical about this pointed end on here, but honestly it's helping to actually pick up the stitches a lot faster. Yeah, I actually kind of like these needles a little bit better than the ones I got from Michael's. So the next couple of questions towards the end, do you plan on going to college or university? Yeah, I actually already went. I have 2 degrees. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree. A tour of my room, it will be chaotic, but I basically just have like a bunch of tables in here. I might do like a desk tour, because I do have my desk with my PC, and then I have my desk with like my business stuff. I keep them separate. So maybe in the future, if you guys want, I can give you guys like a desk tour / yarn closet tour, because my closet is kind of where I keep all of my yarn and boxes and other business stuff. So now that I got those 4 sides sewn together, those 4 little flaps sewn together, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the back piece. This is the last piece that I will have to do for this headband, and then it will be completely finished. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up really quick, and then I will catch you guys when it is done. So Stick It To Them asks what kind of yarn I use, and I mostly use Premier Yarns or Loops and Threads Michael's brand yarn. I also have started using Hobby Yarns, and recently I've tried Elise, I think that's the brand, yarn, and it's really super soft. But as of right now, I'm just trying to find a bunch of different places to shop from, but mostly Parfait and Michael's brand yarns. Alright, so now that this headband is done, let's go ahead and set it next to the older one. And as you can see, this one is a lot more chunky, and there's like a little bit of pieces coming off. And I didn't really know how to sew back then, so I kind of just did what I could. And this one is a lot cleaner. The yarn is a lot nicer. It's a lot softer. Like this one actually feels like actual fabric that you would get like at a store. This one feels like, it's a little bit scratchy. It feels kind of like plasticky. So the yarn quality is a big difference. Also just the stitch quality. These are both double crochets. So this is double crochets from back in the day that I used to do, and these are my new double crochets. Each stitch looks the same. I know that I use a different size hook, but even then you can tell that like these double crochets differ with size. Like this one is a lot bigger than this one, but these look a lot more even. Each double crochet looks pretty similar. I didn't miss any stitches. I know that in a couple of these I definitely missed stitches, and that made like some of the strands longer, some of them were curved. So yeah, overall I'm super happy with the upgrade of this headband. Ever since my mom gave me back this headband, I've been wanting to remake it, and when I saw that Hooks and Needles had a kit that had a headband, that was kind of like tied and similar to this one, I was like, that is perfect. That's a perfect opportunity for me to remake one of my first ever crochet projects. I'm so happy that I got to do this. I'm so happy with the yarn quality. I'm so happy with the boxes that I got. Thank you so much, Hooks and Needles, for sending me these kits and also sponsoring this video for today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions about how to order a box, please check the description down below. I do have a coupon code down there. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye, guys.